Welcome again. Well, really, for the first time, for a special live edition of Welcome to Fatherhood Interviews. My name is Sir Royce Briales, and I'm with my prestigious co host, Dr. Raheem Young. How's it going, my brother?
I'm doing well, man. How things on your end?
Man, all is well, man. Just went for a nice walk. It's been real nice out here in Chicago lately. Also, I'm pleased to announce we have a special guest, once again, Brandon Balkcom. How's it going, brother?
Things cool, man. How about y'all?
Man, all is well, brother. All is well, man. Thanks for jumping on with us.
Oh yeah, man. Always.
So, for people that haven't heard your interview, can you tell people what you do for a living professionally and what you do for a purpose?
So law enforcement. My purpose is the youth, and so right now, I volunteer at a local church, Carrollton Covenant. They're really big in the ministries of kids. They call it legendary youth. Also teaming up with some friends to get some things going later on in the future. Don't really want to talk too much about it, but once it gets out there, it's gonna be pretty big, man. I'm happy about it. So just want to develop kids, man, from the inside out, man. We have a lot of single parent households, man. We don't have a lot of fathers around, and we lack in a lot of areas, not just in the Black community. This is worldwide, and so my job is to learn from my mistakes and take everything that the men have poured into me and to pour into other kids of all races.
That's dope. That's dope. So we kind of talked about it a little bit before we jumped on today, but
Mhm.
you have one of the dopest nicknames ever, man.
Yeah,
Shoulder.
man.
Can you talk about how you got that name?
I got a lot of nicknames, but just being on the app with Royce and Shake and Bully Music, and it's like, bro, you got some big shoulders. And people always make fun of me because I don't have a neck. And so, you know, it's like, you know what? I should knight the shoulder lord. And it just stuck with me ever since, man. So I come over there and they call me shoulder lord, and they call me Batman because we're kicking. And I just randomly just leave in random hours of the night. When my eyes time for me to go, dang, B, you ain't finna kick it? Nah, bro, I'm straight.
Yeah, you would just be getting there to like 20 minutes. Like, you'd be like, all right, man, I'm out at y'all.
Yeah, man. You know,
So,
I just trying to be disciplined. I know the stuff they have to do the next day and the type of job. And I work with your brother, and I knew the stuff that we were getting ready to go into when it came to work. We're dealing with the patients, and I just wanted to make sure I had a nice rest so I could be mentally uh, in the right place to be in that type of environment.
yeah, so you mentioned your work with kids. I know you were working with kids out here in Chicago
Yeah,
before you made your big move down to Texas. What do you think has been the biggest difference in the kids you work with out there opposed to out here, if
man.
any?
The biggest difference in Chicago was I work with kids who have killed people, bro.
Mhm.
One of my kids, when I first got in juvenile detention, was this kid. I don't think he was 17 years old yet. And he had 5 bodies on him. You know, when you looked in his eyes, you saw death. I don't even know. I don't know if y'all know what death feels like. I do because I've been around patients who have died and you come back to life. It's this real eerie, cold feeling. And when you'd be around him, you'd feel that. And these kids, man, little to no guidance. Some of them had to go to jail just to get some type of support. You know, some kids they wouldn't have no haircuts. Some kids they wasn't eating properly, and so they would commit a crime, believe it or not, just to get 3 hots in the cot. It's unfortunate. And then too, I worked on AT pod, which is automatic transfer. And so when they would turn 18, they would automatically go to the county. And I worked with like 5 kids that had high profile cases, bro, like high profile. But what made me mad is these kids were great kids. They just needed the proper guidance. Great athletes. Some of the best talent you've ever seen is in the jail, and the world would never see it because they're in jail. Um, it's like if they would have just had the the beginnings that we've had. You know what I'm saying? We've had our fathers in our lives, man. We lived in Bellwood. We had a good community. My grandmother was over the council of Bellwood, so she had influence. So we all had positive influences. So even though we would stray off from doing good things, we get right back on the path. They didn't have those type of chances.
So why do you feel like I guess the kids who you're talking about, why don't they have like the type of chances, or what? Yeah, can you go into that a little bit?
It could be the situations that they're born into. Their parents are gang banging, and so that the life chose them. It's all they know. I grew up, even though my parents divorced, I lived with my grandparents, and so I still grew up somewhat in a two-parent household. These kids grew up coming out the womb just trying to survive. Um, I was always told that your first church home is your household. These kids get PTSD from their household. They get yelled at for being just like their damn daddy. You know, don't even know who their daddy is. They see men run in and out of their house, running through their moms. Mom still trying to figure out life. She don't know what to say to them, so they out here raising themselves. They living like a wild pack of wolves, and they're going to the streets to find love, bro. And that fake love is sending them off. You know, having them commit crazy crimes, uh, and it's just they're in hell and don't even know it.
Yeah, the way you described it reminds me of that movie. That what's the name of that movie? Menace to Society at the beginning,
And it's a
where they
society.
had the kid, walking around. His parents
Mhm.
were partying, doing all kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, PTSD is real, man. A
Yeah.
lot of people have it. They don't even know it. Yeah, and
So, in
so
working with the kids in Chicago, what was one case you can point to where you said, "I really helped that guy"?
with the help of my team, I worked in Houston. Shout out to my Houston people, Five Edward. It was known for being one of the worst spots in the building at the time. So it would always be a group disturbance. You'd be on the intercom and hearing 1010 on 5 Edward. That means group disturbance. And so it was so bad to where like our kids couldn't be on the same pod together. Like some of the kids had to go on a different pod while the good kids would stay uh, on the pod itself. And so I agreed to go over there with my partner, Hill. Hope he doesn't mind me mentioning his name. He's a good dude, man. And we vowed to turn the pod around, man. And so we would get together, really, and just pray. We would pray. We would pray over the pod, and we were determined to sit down and just talk about life with the kids. And it took us a year. I would say Hill, Ruthie Moore, Mama Austin, Mr. Johnson, Freaky Ferg the Third, Brown. He's no longer there, but he was a phenomenal YDS. We would come over there as a team, man, and really pour into the kids. And there were some kids that we had to remove off the pod just to have some peace. But eventually it worked, man. And they went from fighting to praying. They went from praying to being the best pod, I want to say, in the center for about 2 years. Um, it got to a point when I couldn't even enjoy my own kids, man. I used to love going to work, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a chance to kick it with my kids, man. We would talk for hours about everything. And some of my shorties now still keep in contact with me, man. Some of them still call me. Some of them found me on Facebook and, hey, B, I'm still here, man. I'm in the music. I'm doing this, that, third, man. I'll never forget them talks, and that's very rewarding, man.
That's cool. I
Yeah,
know. I know you said like you brought prayer
mhm,
and things like that to the kids.
yeah.
What are some other things that you would say that your father instilled in you that you want to give to them and be a positive influence for them?
I mean, like we talked about in the other podcast, emotional intelligence, man. He taught me how to think and not react. You know, in today's world, man, we got a lot of shooters. We have no logical thinkers, and so, man, think before you react. You know, think, take a breath. Um, He also was on me about what I ate, and I was eating everything. Me and Royce, we go to Taco Patio, Mr. Sub, and all them joints, man, all them chips and all that processed food. It affects how you think. So he would be on me at an early age of, man, eat some fruits and vegetables, bro. Drink some water. That affects your decision making too. Get some sleep. Stop being up all night. And at 36 years old, I still find myself, doing those same habits. Go work out. That's a stress reliever as well. Stop smoking. Stop drinking all the doggone time. Yeah, so that's what I would talk to them about. Taking care of yourself, man. Pamper yourself sometimes. We would just have conversations like, man, what's your favorite cologne? A lot of the kids at the time, they would have Axe spray. They don't know no better. I'm like, nah, look into this type of stuff. What type of foods do you eat? A lot of them don't know anything outside of a gyro, some pizza and a cheeseburger. So man, try a salad. Try some sushi. Try something out the norm. And so while they were in prison, I would try to paint a picture as if they were living on the outside. And then two, I remember my first year in juvenile detention, man. I had a hard time because there was a lot of things that I had to learn. My anger was horrible dealing with those kids, and it's something I had to go through because you can't be in your feelings when dealing with people and trying to help them. You have to kind of guard your heart because they'll attack you. And I remember watching Tupac, All Eyes on Me, and he said something that really stuck with me to this day. He said, a lot of leaders, they talk at people. He said, sometimes we have to bring ourselves down to bring people up. And so that's what I did. I started asking questions, wanted to understand things from their perspective. Um, I remember I was getting on the kids one day, and they asked me, they was like, man, I was getting on them about killing. I said, man, why do y'all do all this stuff? And that's just me not being in their world. So one kid calmly asked me, he said, hey, B, let me ask you a question. Uh, what would you do if someone killed your homie? What would you do if someone killed your family member? And bro, instantly I went to a dark place to a point where a kid had to tap me and was like, "Be you good?" And I had to apologize. I'm like, bro, I apologize for coming at y'all like that because I don't know what I would do if someone killed my homie. I don't know what I would do if someone shot my mom's house up. I would want revenge. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm not for killing, but at the same time, what do you say?
In your role, did you have any conversations with the parents?
No
No.
conversation with the parents. No, not at all. Now in this new setting that I'm in with the church, you can talk with the parents. You can take the kids out. You can reach out with them to them, support them, go to their games and stuff like that. But juvenile detention, yeah, that'd be a HIPAA violation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had to say something to the parents, like what type of conversation would you want to have with
With the kids
the
in
parents?
prison,
Yeah.
keep your legs closed, bro. Some people, some people don't need to be having kids out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, keep your legs closed, man. Wait until your financial situation to have a kid, a good financial situation. Uh, man, it's a lot, man. I feel like society has thrown so much over the top sexuality at us. That's all we know how to do to communicate. We have sex, and we're having unprotected sex, and then a lot of people are having sex while on drugs, and these babies are being affected by that, and that's what you see in these streets. You're seeing a lot of behavior disorder babies mixed with drugs. You know what I'm saying? And that's causing a lot of mental illness, bro, that you're dealing with now. A lot of mental illness. They can't even make a logical decision to save their own lives these days.
So, do you talk to the kids about sex?
Uh, not in the church. I just started. Um, I talk. I've touched on it from a spiritual aspect in church. In JTDC, I've talked to them about sex a lot just because they were 17, 18 years old. I talked about the price you pay for sleeping with the wrong woman. I talk about the price you pay for having raw sex. A lot of these kids, I want to say a good 65% of the kids in JTDC had a STD. Didn't even know it until they got to jail to get tested. I talked about the quickest way to poverty is an unwanted baby, an unplanned baby, and that helped. Hopefully, that helped change some of their lives. I don't know. When you're talking to a 17-year-old with your hormones raging, you ain't trying to hear none of that.
Nah.
It's through, it's through the graces of God that I ain't getting nobody pregnant, because man, you know what I'm saying. But uh, yeah, bro, it's scary that a lot of kids came into that system with some type of STD. It's crazy.
So let's. I had a question about your dad. Well, my dad passed away too, 2007.
Yeah,
No, it was a process getting over that. It took a
yeah.
while. How was that for you after your dad left? Like, how long did it take for you to really, get over it, if you will?
But I don't think that's something that you really get over. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, I talk to a therapist now. You know what I'm saying? Because the last 2 years for me was hard, bro. I didn't really tell too many people this, but 2019, I lost my job, lost my dad. I caught COVID. I thought I was going to die from that. And then 2021, I lost my grandma. And it just, you can't be strong forever, man. And one day I was just in my room. I just broke down. I can't lie to you, just broke down. And I talked to my mom, talked to some close friends of mine that's out here, and I told her, man, like, yo, I need to go talk to somebody, and found a good therapist, some spiritual therapy, and that it helps me. And I think about my dad every day. I have a picture over here with him smiling at me right now. And every time I look at it, I low key kind of get emotional. You know what I'm saying? Because that was my best friend, man, my best friend. But our talks would be so powerful. I know, like, to this day, I can still hear his voice. Now, son, good and well, we talked about that now. You know what I'm saying? Or when the song comes on, like the Blackbirds, kind of like how we share music. I can hear him like, man, that's my jam right here. And so it's like he's always here. Yeah.
yeah. I feel the same way. I got a picture of my dad in my kitchen, man, and yeah, I look at that picture and think like, man, I got a lot of my silly traits, my love for cooking. Like I'll get reminded of my dad pretty much every day.
Every
Yeah, even in my kids, like I see some of the stuff that my dad used to do, being silly, like in my kids. So yeah,
I mean, it's crazy now because the Balkcom gene is very strong. So we all got bald heads. We all built the same, naturally muscular, skinny legs. I get made fun of my legs a lot, but but hey, I mean, I'm happy to be a Balkcom. I'm happy to have learned a lot from him. I have a uncle that's out in Kansas City, Thomas. He set the tone for football. He went to I told you about this in the last podcast. He played at Georgia Tech, won a national championship. My cousin, he's a professor, and getting ready to move out here. Um, we all look the same, bro. One thing I do know, if I have a baby, you're gonna be able to tell that's mine.
right away.
Because my genes are strong, bro. Yeah,
So no Maury show appearance needed, huh?
I
No.
mean, don't know. He gonna have the rose in the back of his head. I'm gonna know.
So, can you talk about the importance of counseling or seeking, like, the help of a therapist?
You get a chance to talk to somebody that doesn't really know you, and they can give you great advice that's non-biased. You know what I'm saying? Like, they can listen to you talk and listen from the outside in, and well, have you ever thought about it from this aspect? Now, you get a lot of confirmation too to let you know that you're on the right track. There's a scripture that I remind myself of every day. It says, before you entered your mother's womb, I knew you. I've had plans for you. I've already had relationships with you. It's God and my relationship. And so when talking to my therapist, he'll throw certain things out there and let me know that I'm on the right path. You know what I'm saying? I get certain confirmations every day that I'm doing the same. I'm doing the right thing, you know. So everybody needs guidance, and I don't care how old you get, it still takes a village to raise you. Not just therapy, man. I got a men's group. I got some friends out here who I honestly look up to. I'm not afraid to admit it, man. My boy Rashad, former UFC fighter. He has a powerful testimony, man. This dude is a great man. My boy Eric Thomas, great guy. My boy Jeremiah, my boy Greg, Marco. These are some pretty good guys, man, that I look up to, man. They hold me accountable. We hold each other accountable. My friends back home, um, they're doing pretty good too. And so I've been blessed, Royce, you know, I've been blessed with some good friends, bro. And so, yeah, like I said, man, I don't care how old it gets, how old you get, it still takes a village to raise you. I have a life coach out here too, man, who's a lawyer, you know, multi-millionaire. I won't mention his name, but I ask a lot of questions when it comes to finances and how to live a good spiritual life.
So what do you think has been the biggest lesson you've learned since seeking out therapy about yourself?
Patience. You know what I'm saying? Be patient with yourself. Uh, and acknowledge God before you make any move. You know what I'm saying? I've tried to do a lot. We often try to, and everybody's spiritual beliefs are different. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to over spiritualize anything, but I'm just talking about my walk. I've often, in my past, have tried to do things without seeking guidance, and I've tried to make things happen instead of talking and acknowledging God and waiting to see what He tells me, then making a move. Whether that be with business or relationships, and sometimes even the writing would be clear on the wall, and I would still try to make things happen, and it didn't work. And then I'm looking at God like, why? It's like, well, it was already clear, and then too, you didn't talk to me about it. You didn't ask me. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, bro, be patient with yourself. Always ask um, for other people's opinions that matter to you, and yeah, watch things grow. If
Can
that
you?
makes
Oh yeah, it does. It
sense.
does. Can you give an example of a time where you weren't as patient as you should have been?
Uh, I would say just when it came to, like, for instance, when I went D1, I wanted everything now. I thought I was ready now. And when I went from when I went to Homewood Flossmoor, I ended up going to junior college Northeastern Oklahoma, A&M. I redshirted and I was heartbroken because I thought I was ready now. And seeing some of the guys around me, I realized that I needed work. You know, I was a guy that was a run stopper. All I did was bull rush, and I needed to develop in a lot of ways. And I know had I not developed in those ways that were taught to me, I would never win. You know, I had to learn how to get my speed up, my stamina up. I had to learn how to use my hands more. And so, it had it been my own decision, I'd probably been somewhere. I probably so in junior college, you got this thing where if you don't get a scholarship, you come back for the third year. Nobody wants to go to junior college and go and stay there for 3 years. And so I probably would have went for the third year and went to a school that I didn't want to go to for scholarship wise. And so me being patient within myself and understanding like, okay, I need to work and focusing on my development in return caused me to go D1 because I was able to play on a higher level. And relationships too, man. You know, when I was 27, 28, 29, I thought I was ready for marriage. And I still didn't know a lot about myself at that time. And I'm still learning about myself right now. But it's like I didn't have much foundation. You know, so I had a good job. But if you would have asked me about me, I would have told you some highly spiritual stuff that I even struggled with at the time. You know, I could tell you I played football, but I didn't really do anything to help build any character at that time. So right now, I could tell you a lot about myself. I could tell you what I've overcome. I could tell you things about life. I could tell you things about uh, myself in a confident way without being scared of being judged, you know. So more stability has grown within me, more foundation I have within myself.
Yeah, so you mentioned relationships. How has your growth helped or hindered your ability to find a mate out there in in the land of Texas, man?
And the tech and the ladies,
Yeah.
uh, I've been patient with that too, man. I would tell young men too. One thing I would tell kids now is focus on your purpose. Um, as you focus on your purpose, certain people will be attracted to you. I
Mm.
noticed all my friends out here in Texas like similar things. Uh, a lot of women that I have talked to out here, you know, didn't quite make the cut. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed as I developed more of a foundation within myself, I've been able to attract people who know themselves better.
Mm.
And they can tell me things about themselves and be bold with it and not be on shaky grounds. You know, one minute they're this way, the next minute they're that way. You know, I don't have that at this level in my life. And if I do, I'm able to kind of like, nah, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? But for when
Yeah,
you focus,
they say in a lot of ways you attract who you are.
you attract who you are, man. You do. That's real. And so the more stable I've become within myself, emotionally, physically, spiritually, I've attracted more stable people myself. So when you focus on your purpose, things are added on to you. And a lot of times we're ready to make moves and not know anything about ourselves. That's why you see a lot of people now, um, they're getting divorced now. They got married at 25. You didn't know anything about yourself at 25. You just was out here having sex, and you thought you was love. You thought you were in love because of the passion, or because this person fit the description of what you were looking for. And as you get older, you realize, dang, I ain't even like this person, or I don't like those things no more. Those type of things don't turn me on. You know what I'm saying? I like conversation. I just don't want to dive into stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? And so people develop, man, as they get older, hopefully.
So you spoke on not being, I guess that's the stick with the like relationship topic. You spoke on being ready. Well, you thought you were ready for marriage, but you found out that you wasn't.
Yeah.
What gave you that indication that you were ready? And how did you find out that you wasn't?
Bro, real talk on some real stuff, for real. Like,
Uh,
uh, marriage scares me, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's something I want, but it scares me because it's like, I don't know. If you ever played a sport, it's like those butterflies. Like you've been doing things the right way, but you still got to be prepared for game day. You hope you deliver. You know what I'm saying? You hope you execute. And so I just want to be I just want to be great at what I do. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to hold my weight. I want to be able to lead the way I'm supposed to lead. You know, and cover the way I'm supposed to cover. I want to be able to love my kids like I've been loved by my mom and by my dad, and I want to do better. And so I often think about how the world is these days. I'm like, dog, man, like these females out here lost. Not all, but a great majority of them. People change. You know, perversion is real. TV is dark these days. Its music is horrible. And I know the stuff I got into when I was a kid. You know, all I can do is these are things I think about often. You know, all I can do is just when it does happen is lay set the foundation and pray. You know what I'm saying? But it's still scary. And so I don't know, bro. I'm just I'll never know until it happens. There's no handbook on marriage or being a parent.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the older you get, the more you're able to point out those red flags when you see them.
Oh yeah, bro. Yeah. When I was younger, man, I was just going for a pretty face, and okay, she got a good career. She's a pretty face, but what's the conversation like? You know, and then two, thinking that you can change stuff, man. Thinking that you have the strength to change stuff, that you're strong enough. Like, nah, some people just don't. Either they don't want to, or they just don't know how. You know what I'm saying? And it's not good enough. You know, so get with somebody. Like I said in the past, podcast. Get with somebody who knows how to do life well. Get with somebody who knows how to do family well, or willing to learn. You know what I'm saying? They need to be in therapy too, and actually listen to the therapist. You know, what does her friends look like? All her friends hoes? You know, if all her friends all her friends hoes, man, I don't know about that. Are you always still going out? Getting drunk? Yeah, I was doing that at 25, 26. I'm good on that, you know. And everybody teach their own. You know, I would like my future wife to be in church. I would like her to know the Lord. I would like her to actually have a relationship with the Lord. I would like our passions to be the same in a lot of ways, you know. But I want us to be opposite too. We can't like everything, you know. But like her to have some swag about it. You know what I'm saying? That's important. Hygiene is important. You know, getting your nails done, your toes done. Natural hair is important. You know, I can't have no Nicki Minaj's out here, bro. Party,
Hey,
bag,
so
great.
small the Lord, if she had everything that you that's listed, but she had pink hair, it's a no go.
Nah, bro, it's a no go. Can't do it, man. And it's pissing me off, man. You know what I'm saying? Because we allowing this music to really infiltrate our minds, bro. A lot of these females are. If you listen to every female artist these days, man, what are they talking about? Nothing. You know, talking about getting over on the dude, finessing them, sex, and I'm watching how this music is really messing our women up. But then the women that's singing these songs, rapping these songs, they go home to their husbands, bro. You know what I'm saying? And just think about that. A lot of this stuff that these people are pushing, they go home to their husbands. They don't live that lifestyle. Cardi B was sweeping in her house, and Takeoff was filming her on Instagram Live, talking about, y'all don't believe her, man. Look what she's doing right now. Her whole daughter was coming into the kitchen. She had to turn her song off because she didn't want her daughter to listen to that song. But we got 3-year-old kids out the window rapping these same songs, doing all this finger pointing and stuff, knowing word for word what the songs are, destroying these kids, bro. That's where we at with it. Can't do it, bro. I don't want my wife looking like no clown, dog. We ain't doing no snuffleupagus, eyelashes. We ain't doing none of that, bro. I'm sorry.
I forget you said that.
Snuffleupagus, bro. You call me Captain Samuels all you want to. I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. And then go work out, bro. You know what I'm saying? These women are getting these BBLs or whatever, man. And hey, more power to you, man. But nah, get some discipline. Stop eating. Stop eating. Go work out. You see, you on the fast right now. I did a 48-hour juice fast. You know, so I work out every morning at 6 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because I see areas in my body that I need to improve on. You know, people are lazy, bro. You know, you might look in shape, but inside you still not doing what you're supposed to do to take care of yourself. Your organs, your liver's still fatty. You over here looking like Donkey Kong. You got the small waist. Your arms is as big as mine, but flabby, looking like a church mother. You know what I'm saying? Work out, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what it is.
Do you have a story of a red flag you pointed out or noticed?
Oh, you
Like,
talking about women?
yeah.
I mean, like I just said, man, everybody's getting surgeries, bro. And some people, I get it. Some people lose weight. They need to get the skin cut off or whatever. Hey, but that's because you worked hard. You need some assistance. I get that. But some people, man, they used to be fat, and it's nothing wrong with that. I used to be big, and I'm still big. But they get these surgeries, bro, and that whole attitude has changed. You know what I'm saying? They start feeling themselves. They start taking all these pictures, and I'm just like, I can't do it, man. I think when I talk to when I not that I think I know, like when I talk to a female, I always ask for her social media. I need to see what you're posting. If I'm always seeing you posting your body, I'm not gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? You want me to respect you, but you're always posting your body, and then you always wondering why these dudes trying to smash you all the time. You know, you wonder why. You got your cleavage out, you got your butt out. You know, you're always showing your angles. You know, and a lot of these people, men and women, who show their bodies off, they be the most insecure.
So, what qualities should we start to like instill in our children? So, like for boys and for girls.
Value yourself, man. Know how to make your own decisions. Don't second guess yourself. Confident. Speak life within your kids. Uh, uh, Teach them about having their own identities, not to be followers. We got a lot of followers out here. One thing my dad did that I'm so grateful of is we would drive around the west side of Chicago, and he would make me listen to music he would make me listen to artists that played real music like Earth, Wind and Fire, like Prince, uh, like the Blackbirds, like Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying? He valued good music, and he also talked to me about the new music that was coming out. I remember when the Chronic first came out. I believe we talked about this before. He said, "Yeah, the Chronic is a dope album, but this isn't your reality, son. You know what I'm saying? And if I see you trying to act like this, I'm going upside your head. You know what I'm saying? You enjoy this. This is just entertainment. That's all it is." And so to this day, I still listen to Earth, Wind and Fire. I still listen to Blackbirds. I still me and Royce, we share music all the time, and I get made fun of. I mean, what you gonna listen to? Some Earth, Wind and Fire? Yes, because they talking about real stuff. They talking about emotions. They talking about loving their women. Words of spirit, bro. When you're constantly listening to the same things, you reenact what you're listening to every day. When I was listening to I Ain't Never Scared by Bone Crusher, I was ready to fight every day. I asked one of my kids before he committed a crime. I said, "Man, what was you doing? Like, what's your routine before you commit a drill? Like, before you do a drill?" He said, "Honestly, bro, we get real blazed up and listen to drill music." And so they're listening to death every day, listening to death every day until they actually committed a crime, which caused somebody to die. That's how powerful words are. That's how powerful television is. That's how powerful music is. That's how powerful our food is. All these carbs that we eat. Somebody told me, a trainer told me that carbs is the angry man's food. Cut the carbs every now and then. Lay off the sugar every now and then. And see how your emotions change.
Good stuff, man.
Mm.
Um, now, when you become a dad, uh, what's one of the things that you'll be looking forward to the most? Because I know you haven't become a dad yet. Your WTF moment hasn't happened just yet, but I
Nice.
know it's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming though. But what's one thing you're looking forward to the most?
Chilling with my lady, bro. My best friend. Like I'm a whole silly dude, man. I like to dance. I'm spontaneous. I just want to chill, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I look to growing with her. I look to laughing with her, talking trash. You know what I'm saying? And just creating. You know what I'm saying? I want to conquer the world for real. You know what I'm saying? I got some ideas, and I present her with it, present some things with me, and I'm gonna back her up. Let's go. We're gonna be a team. So I look forward to growing with my kids. Same thing, watching them develop, going to games, watching them walk, take their first steps. Whatever path that they want to go through. Uh, it's my job to guide them. It's my job to nourish them. It's my job, like I said earlier, to speak life and to watch them flourish, man. Plant seeds.
Just to go back a little bit, you spoke on like the values that you want to teach your children. Well, teach less, kids coming up, and you spoke on being a follower. So that's funny. Like this past Thursday, our last parenting symposium, we talked about leaders and followers and how to teach your children about being a leader versus being a follower.
Yeah.
So, what did your dad teach you about being a leader versus a follower?
Uh, it's nothing wrong with following, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what you're good at and what you're not good at. And you have to humble yourself, swallow your ego, swallow your pride. And it's okay to say, I don't know sometimes. When you say, I don't know, hey, can you help me out? That's when you grow. Leaders to me is a natural thing. It's an instinct. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you go to a kennel, right? This is maybe a crazy analogy, but when you go to a kennel, you can already tell who's the runt and who's the alpha. You know what I'm saying? Like it's instinct. Every man ain't a leader. Every man ain't an alpha. Um, you got some betas out here, and it's okay. Be who you are, own it, and live your life, bro. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Oh no, you did. But did your dad like teach you about being a leader? Did he say
My dad, he led by example, man. My dad,
okay, okay.
Royce, you met my dad before, right?
Yeah, I met him before. Yeah.
Um, my dad had this aura about him, man. He was a powerful dude, man. He was well read. He knew what he was talking about. He talked with conviction. Um, I don't know, man. I just think it's a leadership is a God given ability that's bestowed upon you. Um, he talked to me about living it down with your decisions. You know what I'm saying? He talked about standing out, being a standard, not being scared of what people think about you. You know what I'm saying? That's the leader to me. You know, he's able to make his decisions, whether he's liked or disliked. Sometimes you're gonna be the bad guy in your family, but hey, this is what you see. This is what it is. Uh, Sometimes you're gonna get your butt handed to you. That's part of life. Pick yourself up and keep it going. You know, that's pretty much it. You know, be submitted under a higher power, God. You know what I'm saying? He shows you how to lead through His Word. You know, one of my stories that I always refer to is how Moses led his people. Man, he was a flawed guy who had great leadership abilities. Man, we always talk about David and how he led his people. Flawed. We talk about Jesus and how he led his disciples. You know, they weren't scared of anything. You know, and they weren't scared of people's opinions. They just knew they had to carry out the mission. And that's important.
Dope, man. It's been a real good conversation, man. I'm gonna put a person on Facebook, put a comment on here. I'll put it back up there.
Yeah.
And also, somebody wants to know where's your church at?
Carrollton Covenant in Texas, and so they got a few good churches out here, man. But Carrollton Covenant is a church that I worked at, and then I just fell in love with it. They got a great message. They got a great ministry for men there. You don't see a lot of churches do a lot of things for men, so they do. They specialize in that. That helped me in my growth as a man. Just to see men vulnerable, admitting their flaws, and getting help from one another. In fact, we got a men's power hour meeting at 6 o'clock in the morning that I go to, you know, when I don't work out. So it's good, man. You got NBC City by Tim Ross. He's a phenomenal pastor. Um, him and his wife are a great team. So they take church pretty serious out here, man. It's not like the West Side of Chicago or the South Side where you can go from Austin all the way to Western and you see about 75 churches and you still see the town broke. Nah, bro. A lot of them churches ain't hitting on nothing. They falling out, but you ain't learned nothing. You know, out here they teaching real biblical principles, and I respect that.
Yeah, I think we did an exercise. We counted it was liquor stores and churches on
Lig-
Madison.
Liquor stores, churches, and currency exchange, bro, and psych wards. On top of that, you got about a hundred psych wards on the west side of Chicago.
don't forget the barbershops and beauty shops too.
Yeah, yeah, corner corner stores, all that.
Yeah, yeah,
Bake,
that make up Madison.
yeah, and the potholes. Can't forget the potholes.
Yeah, no. The potholes got potholes in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This has been a real good conversation. I'm glad we did a part 2 on this, man. So you have to let the people know. Actually, before I even get to the closing, if you had to give advice to anyone that's listening right now, it could be a dad, it could be a single person, single man, it could be even a kid. Like, what advice would you give to a young man?
Man, um, I don't know, man. I just pray that the right type of leaders come into these kids' lives to where they can see it and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? I pray that um, men step up, come the men that they're supposed to be. You know, we see a lot of things happening. We see Kevin Samuels, he died. We're seeing a lot of, it's almost like people got these masks on. You got the, excuse my language, you got these females with the I'm a bad bitch mask. You got a lot of men of and I'm not alpha mask. And it's like, it's okay to be yourself. Take the wigs off, take the makeup off. Stop hiding behind your trips and your statuses, your jobs, and just be who you are. Learn who you are first and be that. You know what I'm saying? If you were to lose your job tomorrow, who would you be? You know, if you had no money to go travel and post on social media, who would you be? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't tell you about themselves. They can tell you about what they do. And so develop your own identity, man. And live in that, bro. And don't be afraid to be vulnerable. You know, I've dealt with people who are afraid to be vulnerable because they've been hurting. You know, and what your daddy did ain't my fault. What your ex-boyfriend did ain't my fault. You know what I'm saying? Hey, it is what it is, man. I'm a new dude. Every woman ain't the same. Every man ain't the same. You know, what these podcasters have done is they've painted what they feel an alpha male should be. You got to have a suit. You got to have this type of job. You got to make this type of money. You got to go to these type of places, and that doesn't make an alpha male, bro. You know what I'm saying? That you just know how to dress up and look cool. Do you know how to make decisions? Do you know how to lead? You know, when adversity hits, who are you really? You know, a lot of these women are being fooled because this guy had got the bag. You know, stay in shape, man. They promoting dead bods. You know, I want a man with a belly. Some women like that. That's cool, but man, high blood pressure is real. Erectile dysfunction is real too. I care about my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So for real, we being honest. I'm saying, eat
Facts.
right, work out, take care of your skin, brush your teeth, get your checkups. You know what I'm saying? That's all.
Hope y'all had y'all notepad out there if you're listening right now. No, it's good stuff though, man. Really good, man.
Oh yeah, bro. I know I said a lot, man. It's been a lot on my mind. Been 2 years. 2 years has been eye opener for myself. Now, I appreciate the adversity that I went through because I need. You know, when you're going through adverse times, consider it to be a great joy because that's when growth comes.
For sure. You got the applause.
Yeah. This is great though. We're gonna put
Huh?
this in the live Welcome to Fatherhood Interviews Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah,
Hang with the Raptors, man. What was your jersey number?
92.
92 in the Raptors right now. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, Brandon, but thanks again, man, for taking the time out. Dr. Young, did you have anything else before we wrapped it up?
Nah, no other questions. Just wanted to say thank you again for part two.
Oh yeah.
Dope
So,
interview.
All right. So yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for taking a part of this Monday night to be with us. If you want to join us, actually, I could do a couple plugs while we're here. June 18th, we have our Juneteenth Father's Day Festival in Oak Park. If you're in the Chicagoland area, you could go on our social media and get the information there. The one on the 10th, can you talk about that, Dr. Young? It's at the Phalanx Center, right?
No, it's on the 11th actually.
On the 11th, okay.
Yeah, on Saturday. It's gonna be on the south side at I think it's Theodorus. I know
All right, yeah,
them.
that's another one. Yeah, Smith. We call it Smith.
Oh,
Did they call it Smith out there?
okay.
Yeah.
Well, Smith Elementary School is the kickoff to the summer fest. So that's gonna be Saturday, June 11th, from 11 to 2.
Yep. So we have a zoo, arts and crafts. I think we'll have some food there. So come out and have a good time with us. All right. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and close it here. Thanks again for listening to I ain't gonna say WTF. Welcome to Fatherhood Interviews, and have a great night.
all right, fellas.
Peace.